Welcome to Crappins. Don't wait a week for a new video. Join our Patreon at the Crappins On Demand level for instant recap access. Link in description. Enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappins, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me, as always, is someone who thankfully has not crashed into a wall in a pool. Ronnie Karam, how are you, sir?
It does happen to the men on Bravo a bit.
It does. It does. I'm starting to hatch a theory. What's going on? How are you, Ronnie?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing great, thanks. Very excited. We got the crappies coming up. Very nervous. We have so much that is going on, but it's going to be a tremendous show. Get tickets to that at watchwhatcrappens.com. We are also streaming it with Kizwi, so the streaming access is also on the website. And don't forget to vote. Vote for your favorites. Some of the categories are incredibly close, like separated by 25 votes, and there's already been like 14,000 people who voted. So it's really close. Every vote matters. So go check that out.
And
then
this
also,
Saturday, guys. This Saturday.
Yeah.
So I know you've been hearing about it a long time, but that's in the future. It is not. It is now. You're in the now. Live in the now.
Yeah. And then after the Golden Crappies, by the way, just so you know, that's going to stay up as a video on demand for 2 weeks. So if you can't tune in live, that's okay. You can still watch it for 2 weeks afterwards. Also, we're going to go to Salt Lake City and to Denver the weekend following the Crappies. Not even the weekend. It'll be like a Thursday and Friday. It's a quick turnaround. So come join us. We'd love to see everyone. So excited to go back to Salt Lake City. That's where my nephew is. That's where he's going to college, which is so sweet. So I'll get to see my nephew, hopefully. And it's going to be a great, great time. So go do all those things. Today, we are talking about Southern Hospitality, which continues its tremendous third season. Every episode has been like just so excellent. And you ready to dive into this, Rondell?
Let's do it. We're still at the Lake House, and we get a song. Everybody, everybody, everybody wanna put me in a box. Put me in a box. And it's pool day at Lake's house. And so they're getting in the pool, stuff like that. Just playing games of chicken. TJ's posing for some pictures. And then Joey, Maddie, and Michaels have a little talk.
Hey, so what were you and like TJ talking about? Were you talking about like me and stuff, you know?
Oh, we see a flashback of TJ being like, I guess I shouldn't have said that Joe slept with Luann. Whoops. And Joe's like, yeah, I've been willing to talk with TJ. I've tried, but like, he won't talk to me back. So, and then we see clips of that. Like, TJ, you want to talk?
No.
TJ, we need to talk.
No.
TJ, be a man and talk to me.
No.
Joe's like, well, hopefully he's ready to talk to me because like I miss him. So, and then Michaels is looking out the edge of this infinity pool and he's like, there's the boat. Like I'm literally dying right now. Like I cannot breathe. There's like a boat in the lake right now. And now we see the boat people. And it's like the boat people are like, I think Emmy and Lake and Austin and maybe not Emmy, but Molly and Siobhan, etc. So they're all like on all the new people except Bradley. And Molly, like Austin has like is totally ripped. So Molly's like, oh my God, Austin is like so hot, but like don't worry, I'm not sitting on that, but I would if he had a different personality.
Jeez, poor Austin. It's like a log lifter gets no respect these days. So then it cuts to Austin, and to prove that his personality sucks, he's making like a little sandcastle.
Yeah. So then Brad's like swimming. Yeah, he has ambitions. Now Brad's swimming and Lake's like, oh my God, Brad is like so hot. Now this is a different Lake today. Last week, Lake was like, I'm like an art student. And this week she's like, oh my God, I'm like not gonna make a move on him. Like he has to make a move on me first, okay? But so it's like, okay, so we have a new Lake this episode.
Yeah, she's trying on different personalities in every scene. It's weird because this one she's that, and then we get to the Stassi like, it's my fucking birthday. Like we get a little bit of that later on. She's just trying on a bunch of different. I mean, she's young, you know.
Yeah, I like all of them, to be honest. So yeah, she's like, Brad's got to make a move on me first. And then Siobhan's like, yeah, but you've already been on a date. He has made the move. She's like, huh? What? I don't get that.
Yeah, this is Charleston. A guy bought you dinner, so you should be pregnant by now. And dumped. So, and Brad's like, Lake and I have already been on a date. We had a little flirting, but at this point, the ball's in her court. Guys want to be wanted too.
Okay. All right, sir. So Lake is like, I mean, he expects a kiss from just dinner. Okay, my dad can take me to dinner. I've had dates where I've woken up in a chateau in France and he brought me pastries and flowers to wake up to. Brad, step up your game.
Oh, honey.
I'm like, well,
not on this show.
no, there will be no chateaus. There will be no pastries. But also, why
on
aren't
this
you
show,
still
you're
with the
dating
pastry
the guy
guy?
who's delivering the pastries, and he's drunk, and his boxers are hanging out of the back of his pants. Like that's the show that you're on right now. Okay, this is not a chateau in France kind of a show, lady. Okay.
No. And also, how'd you not lock that down? Now you're back in Charleston, hoping that like
exactly.
the
Couldn't
assistant
keep him.
manager
Didn't
like
keep
a
him.
nightclub.
Also, I got kind of jealous because I was like, wow, I've never had anything like that happen. I mean, to me, if somebody's like, what's your name? I'm like, oh my God, he loves me. That's it. That was the most romantic thing. I've fucked this guy for 2 weeks and he finally asked my name. You guys.
So the boat people decide they're going to go back to the house, but like they're like, come on, Austin, hurry up, leave your sandcastle. He's like really dedicated to his sandcastle.
Well, he's the first man on this show we've ever seen build anything.
That's true.
So I'm going to say Team Austin. I'm going to say that right now. So Joe and Maddie are making out in the pool, and TJ's just watching the boat come in, you know, like I met the old man of the sea, the old vacuuming man in the sea. And we just hear Molly go, TJ, I wish you were straight. I'm not being mistreated by enough men in this town.
So Michaels pulls Emmy for a chat. He's like, hey, girl. Okay. All right. So we're going to be ready to sit down. Okay, great. Okay. And then like Emmy gives him like a big smile. Like, are we going to talk about how great Will is?
It's the best talk. I cannot wait to talk to you right now.
So, before I say anything, I want you to be open-minded about what I say and be receptive. And I had to take a couple of days to figure out how to word everything because, like, I don't want to hurt your feelings. And also, I was like low-key devastated by the coffee that TJ got me 3 days ago. So, like, I was processing, and I think I'm like ready to tell you this now.
Yeah, like, I just want to make sure you're okay. Like, is my friend, like, suffering in her relationship? And Emmy's like, wow. Okay. So I'm laughing because Will's my person, and he's my everything. Like, he's my safe space. He's like my Windex when the windows are dirty. Like, he's literally everything. He's the bun to my hot dog. I mean, what? What?
He is the sham to my wow. So Michaels is like, I know, but I'm telling you right now, like my first interaction with him was not good at all, to say the least. Completely terrible. Like, awful. Bad.
Emmy's reactions. She's just like, what? He's like, yeah. He just came into the bar and he was like, I'm so miserable. Emmy's anorexic. I'm just in a completely different place than Emmy is. Emmy smells like a toenail that you finally cut after like 4 months of it needing to be cut. Like, Emmy works out 24/7. She only cares about herself and her body. Like, you know, Polly want a cracker. You know what I mean? It pissed me off, the level of disrespect. And she's like, oh, yeah, well, come on. Will told me what he said. He totally told me all of that.
Yeah, although maybe not that cracker part, which is kind of upsetting because I told him no more crackers, no carbs. And she goes, I just, I don't want to say I don't have self-respect. It's just that I know Will like I know you, right? What's your name again? Okay. I give him the grace because I know he is like deflecting his own sadness with the stress he's in law school. Because as we all know, the best partners in life are the ones who are going to take the stress in their lives, deflect it, and put it onto you. So like, it's all good. Everything is fine.
I mean, you don't disrespect somebody who wears a highlighter behind their ear. He's a lawyer. So you might want to back it up. So she tells us, yeah, like Will told me he vented to his friends. Like, I mean, come on. Like, what is law school right for me? Is Emmy right for me? You know, just normal stuff. And I knew he was embarrassed about it because like I knew he knew I didn't deserve it. So like I forgive him. Like the end. Roll the credits. It's over now. We're happily ever after. This is it. This is
Great.
it.
The season's basically over. Let's just get to the reunion, right? I mean, because look, Michaels, if there was something toxic going on, I would tell you in a heartbeat. Like, what is going on that's toxic? That's the girls at work, by the way. The backstabbing, the inability to trust people, the girls not being able to trust me. If I felt very betrayed, and the fact that they didn't trust me, that they thought my character was shaded, hurt. That hurt a lot. See, I can deflect too.
Well, this has nothing to do with Will, and it's like hurtful for my best friend to like not listen to me and make me feel like I'm not heard. Michaels. You don't love how he switches it around. He's like, I haven't been heard in this situation, and now I'm very hurt. It's like, let's hug. I love you. I'll always listen to you. I will always listen to you. Don't talk anymore. You're done. This scene's over. Okay, great talk. Bye.
So now everyone's getting ready for dinner and stuff. And Joe's like, what am I going to do with my hair? I forgot my blow dryer. I'd rather forget my phone charger than my blow dryer. I'm like, you'll probably just slick it back like you normally do. I don't know what the big issue is here.
Yeah. So then in the kitchen, Brad, TJ, and Michaels are in there, and they're sorting out groceries and stuff. And Brad's like, the fruits are upstairs. Could you go grab those, TJ? I need to have a private conversation with Michaels. So he goes. And he goes, don't forget the butt rub. So, I said butt rub. And Michaels is like, yeah, the butt rub is like wild.
You can give TJ a butt rub tonight. And he's like, no, I don't do the butt rub because I get straight down to business. So then Michaels is examining a bag of frozen wings and says, bake them for 50 minutes. He's like, that's like a long time. I think they'll be faster on the grill. I'm like, yeah, but they're frozen.
Yeah, that's not how it
works. Thaw them and then do the grill, but don't grill frozen chicken.
Heat is heat, sir. Okay.
Hate to break it to you, you're all gonna die.
So I had a conversation with Emmy. He's like, well, was it well received? No. And TJ's back now. He's like, but did she like listen to you at least? He's like, no, she just like sat there and like laughed about it with a fake smile. And I'm like, what about this is funny? I mean, I'm not being heard. Is there a laugh track? There shouldn't be.
I get why she's laughing because I'm famously probably the most hilarious person here in this house. And I'm actually like a little hurt that no one's laughing at my jokes. I just told a joke right now and no one laughed. Wow.
So now Emmy's in the bathroom, like putting on her outfit, and she's like looking at herself in the mirror, talking to Will on FaceTime. She's like, oh my God, Will, do you like my dress? It looks good, right? It's like gold. And do you like it? He's like, yeah, gold's your, I guess it's not silver for you, it's gold. And she's like, yeah, pretty much. Miss you, honey, miss you. And it's just a really long pause. The editors put up a timer. It's like, tick, 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 and he doesn't answer. He's like, so how's the lake? She's like, oh my God, it's so good, so pretty. Just called to say I love you. Okay, bye. Oh my God, you like my dress? Yes, score.
Oh, Emmy. So now TJ is like, I just feel so bad because she's like exhausting herself to like cover up. That's like, okay, if it's not okay, right? Brad's like, I mean, we're not saying you have to break up, but just like talk. Yeah, because they like never talk. And also if they want to break up, that'd be cool too. And TJ says, I'm equally friends with both of them, but like Will, I've grown closer and more close with like Emmy at this point, like to the point where I'm like protective of her. Like I'll vacuum for her. Like that's what I'll do for her more than ever before.
So then we go to the backyard where Joe is blow drying wings on the grill. He's like, well, I found one. Amazing. And then Lake's like, oh my God, guys, I'm going to be 22. She's like, I have extravagant birthdays. Like last year I was in a club in New York. It was so crazy. Everyone came and then we got like really wild and then we got kicked out of the club, which was like crazy. But now I'm like in my house, so I can't get kicked out of my mom's house for having too much fun.
And then her dad shows up and is like, what's going on here? We go to break thinking like he's going to kick everyone out. Like it's like her worst nightmare. But it turns out he's actually really cool. And he's like, hey, everybody. And there's like hugs. And she's like, oh my God, Dad. And I'm also feeling old because he looks like he's our age. I'm like, oh my God, the parents, we're the same age as parents on this show and these shows now.
I know. And Lake's like, yeah, just looking around to make sure guys have their shirts on because manners. Like we're really big on manners in this house. Okay, yeah, let's just wait and see how long that lasts. And she's like, yeah. So, Dad, I was telling him I was named after the lake. And her dad's like, yeah, I made Lakey at this lake. But her, speaking of manners, she's like, yeah, I fucked her mom. You know, I inseminated her mother at this place. God, that was good.
Yeah, but this is her mom and stepdad's house, so whatever. And she talks about how they have a blended family, and then like she just has like a million siblings from.
We were going
like,
to
a
name her
dual
Lake
Brady
or Spray
Bunch.
and Pray. Couldn't really figure out which one. Well, glad we went with Lake. It's easier to find on a keychain.
So then Maddie meets Lake's stepmom, Nicole. I'm DJ Maddie Reese. And Lake is saying that she and her dad are like the same person because he's like loving and loud, but can also be strict. So anyway, he's just there, and he's like,
He's trying to lay
just,
down
like,
the law
chatting.
with Joey Marbles, and Joey's like, "Don't worry, I'm not. You don't have to worry about me. I'm not even with her." And the dad's like, "Well, who do I have to worry about?" He's like, "Oh, I mean, there's just like so many." I shouldn't have said that, right? Blow dry. Yes or no? Do you blow dry your hair?
Joe is like my work brother, Dad. He's like, yeah, work brother, and I have a sister her age. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I guess I would fuck my sister if given the chance. Whoa, Joey Marbles. Okay, relax. Sorry. I just have a really fascinating love life that you'll see on this show very soon.
Joe said he would fuck his sister. Dude, could you stop throwing me under the bus for like 5 minutes? What? Sorry. Sorry, I had a weak moment.
So basically the dad leaves. And now it's time for dinner. It's time for the white party. And so Brad's like, this is like the Republic white party. It's better than Labor Day. It's Lake's birthday.
So now they're applauding. Joe's like, everybody clap for the burger bastard, okay? Brad's like, yeah, I appreciate it. I got dressed up for you, Lake. And she's like, yeah, he's hot. And then Emmy takes one pick at the chicken. She's like, I don't think this chicken is cooked through, guys. Guys, I don't know if the wings are cooked. It's Joe. Who did it? Joe did it.
Joe.
And Lake's like, Joe, you don't know how to cook chicken? She's mortified.
No, only Nanny's chicken parm. So Brad is like, he's like, yeah, well, he wants to be manly. He wants to be part of it. And he's like, yeah, but in what world is a sous chef responsible for the main course? It's on Bradley. All right, you're all idiots. How about that? It started with Michael's, and it trickled down to you two.
I love that Brad's like, he wanted to feel like a man, so I let him cook the wings. Yeah, I'm like so manly now. I made wings,
manly.
you guys. So
Lake is
Lake's like, I don't mind a little salmonella. And Molly goes, honestly, salmonella is a really pretty name if it wasn't what it was. And then she looks right at Austin and she goes, same with chlamydia. Austin goes, are you flirting? What is
I know. Everyone's like, huh, salmonella. So Michael's is like, anyway. TJ's like, oh, by the way, everyone, Mia FaceTime me. She plays fifth, so she lost. We can all make fun of her when she gets back. Oh, good. Yay.
Her mother in celebration sent her 5 Big Macs and said, might as well.
So Joe is like, yeah, I saw a clip where she was like standing next to someone who got the award, and she was like, oh, it's just like in the movies. It's like, thanks for the observation, Joe. So
now everyone's like, oh my God, Joe and TJ just talked. This is crazy. So then we get like little flute music playing for some reason. And Maddie's like, baby steps. So Molly's asking if Emmy talked to Will today. And she's like, yeah, of course I did. Every day. He's my person. I just dial 1-800 my person. It's Will. Never had to pay a dime for those calls. He's a lawyer, you guys. Do you guys need anything highlighted? Because he's like smart.
yeah, he's at work right now at Broad Street. It's where all the lawyers work. So it's kind of like, I just call it Will Street because it's lawyer town. You know what I'm saying? God, married to a lawyer soon.
And now
So
they
then there's,
decided that this is kind of Peter and the Wolf because we got the flute music for TJ and Joe. And now Emmy is talking, so they just start playing a tambourine, which I don't think I've ever heard as a music cue for a character in one of these shows. But it actually works for Emmy because it's just like shaky, like everything's okay. I'm on the beat. It's like you never are, you know?
Guys, he literally has like this much reading to do today because of like cases and stuff. God, lawyer life. Am I right? TJ's like, oh, well, how was your guys' talk today? I was like, oh, with Michael's? Like, it was good. We had a good talk. We just like talked about how like Will's my person, how he just actually like loves me so much. The more shit he talks about me is actually his way of showing care. So like, just Everything's just so wonderful.
I don't know. I feel like you gave me the runaround. Let me tell you, I felt really unheard.
Okay, guys, I don't feel comfortable having this conversation at this table. So let's just like stop it right now because like Will really likes me and he likes this outfit. So please, no more of this conversation.
But the thing is, like, it involves all of us, so you just don't know it yet. So, like, we should all talk about it. Michael's like, yeah, because, like, everyone at this table really cares about you, even the unheard people. And we want to make sure you're okay. I mean, we're going to put it in writing now, so maybe you'll read it since you won't listen to people.
I'm okay. Like, Will is not okay, and Will's not here to speak for himself, and I'm okay. I'm okay. Will's not okay. So if Will's not okay, I'm not okay, but I am okay. So I guess I am okay. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, I am going to be marrying a lawyer, so I don't want to hear it from anyone. I object to all of you, sustained by me.
They're like, but we want to know about you. She goes, that's what I meant. Okay, look, guys, let me put it this way. I go home at night. Will's my safe person, okay? And that's it. Like, we're totally great.
Okay. All of us have been in different situations and we have heard Will talk really negative about you and we just want to make sure you talk about it.
Oh, that. Hilarious. Okay, he came to me right after Republic and he told me immediately what he said to you guys, what he said to Siobhan, what he said to Michaels, what he said to the guy who brings the ice back and forth from the ice place to the other place, to the guy who says that cuts the letters for the sign. You know, I mean, all of you pretty much. I mean, does that include everyone? Leva, Leah, you know, everybody. And Joe's like, well, what'd he say? He said that he can't make me happy and that I work out too much. I mean, big deal.
Like, it's like, that's not what I heard. And Molly's like, yeah, Michaels, be honest. Say Michaels. I said, I told you what he said. Tell her what he said, Michaels. TJ's
okay,
like,
I'll say
okay.
it. He said he's not happy in the relationship. You're not his end all be all, and you're obsessed with yourself, and you're basically like a wet chick. You're like a wet Trisket.
And he's like, okay. Everyone is claiming to be Will's friend, and Will is like not even here. So like, I hear what you're saying Will said about me, and instead of focusing on that and confronting it, I'm just gonna say you're all being bad friends to Will right now. He's my person. He's literally my lawyer person. Okay,
She's
bad
like,
friends.
bang, bang, bang. She starts banging the table, and she's like, he's not here, so I'm not comfortable having a conversation without Will. And Michael goes, relax. And she's like, ah. She gets up and like tosses a chair. And he's like, calm. Let's just be calm. Do not get aggravated. She goes, talk to me privately then. And like storms out.
She's like, talk to me privately. And then people start to stand up. And then she goes, but not now. Don't talk to me right now, please. But at a future time, talk to me privately. But not now. Not now.
Sing. And Lake goes, oh, great. It's about me. Well, happy birthday to Lake.
So Emmy goes inside and slams the door. And now she has like mascara coming down her cheeks, Erica Jane style, even more aggressively. And she calls Will and she's like, I'm here. I don't want to deal with these people. They don't care about me. They're trying to make you look bad and I'm all alone here. He's like, oh, I'm trying to get to you. Baby, I'm trying to get to you. Hold on. Let me reach for my car keys. Will, you're reaching for your Doritos. I can see. Oh, yeah. I will race to get you in right away as soon as I'm done with these Doritos. Will, you're not moving. Will,
please come get me. Everyone was in on it, and they said you said I'm not the love of your life, and you're not happy. I mean, what the hell, Will? And he's like, this is bullshit. None of that was ever said. Hold on, let me just write something down. Objection. Got it. Okay, sorry, just working on a case, babe. Just working on a case. So then back at the table, Maddie's like, oh, you guys, I'm going to go talk to her because she should be able to talk to a girl.
I've been through this before. And TJ's like, this is going down like everyone thought it would, unlike me with Michaels. In the past, when anyone confronts Emmy with any sort of relationship issue, she deflects and freaks out. And then we see last season when Mia was basically like, hey, I heard this rumor, and Emmy like bit her head off.
So, yeah, I was hoping it would be different because it's not just a rumor this time. Like, everyone confirmed it. Everyone's doing it. So, like, and Molly's saying, well, I don't know why he's talking about anyone's body. He's not sitting over there with an 8-pack like Austin. Fucking chlamydia, motherfucker. Get over here. Austin's like, shing. So she goes, period.
So Michael's is like, she needs to understand it's coming from a place of care, and Will has dragged us all into this because of her severe reaction. I know that she didn't know all that Will was saying. She's like doing her best to like protect her boy. She's like, what's going on here right now? And all I do know is that like I was not heard in this process.
So Emmy comes out like just covered in mascara. She's like covered. She's a mess. She's like Tammy Faye in it. And Will's like, I'm just so disappointed in these boys. Like they had a 5-minute conversation with me at boys' night, and they think they had a conversation with me. And she's like, you just said they had a conversation with you, by the way. And she's like, yeah, but I don't
you were
get
the one
it.
who
Like,
kept us
they
at
don't
5
get it.
minutes.
I'm happy, and they don't make me happy. I'm happy with you. What does no one get that?
And then she's just like sobbing on the floor. I love Will being like, they just had like such a short conversation. I'm like, because they were trying to get to the truth of it, and you're the one who like cut it off and deflected and made it seem like it was no big deal. So Will's like, hey, Jack's nearby, so I'm gonna send him to pick you up. Don't listen to their bullshit. And she's like, yeah, like, they just don't get it. Like, they don't know what it's like to date a lawyer. I've been in a bad mood. I've vented. Like, I totally forgive you. You're okay. Everything is fine.
She's literally crumbled on the floor with mascara on her face. And she's like, I'm just so happy. I don't understand why I don't get that. I'm so happy. Look at me.
So Maddie comes in. She goes, I think it was just a situation where people wanted it addressed. And like, it's not like anyone was attacking anyone. And Will's like, no, it was a gang up. It was a gang up on Emmy. You all fucked up. You all fucked up. So Emmy's like, Brad and DJ are supposed to be his best friends.
Yeah, well, like, no, but like, I think like, yeah, like Maddie just, I think felt like, I mean, Emmy just like felt really alone. Okay. I think that's what's going on. And Emmy goes, okay, Maddie gets it. Okay. Let me have my moment with Maddie. She hangs up with Will. She just like drops the crying immediately. And Maddie's like, we just want to like love and support you. Like, do you deserve someone that's not going to talk shit about you when you're drunk at a bar? Like, I mean, I get it. Relationships aren't perfect, you know? Like, I know the roller coaster of like relationships. And like, I feel like everyone's like, are you okay? And like, are you better in the relationship? Or are you like better not in a relationship? I forgot what I was talking about.
I know what it's like when you love someone and they're telling you everything you want to hear. And then, of course, we have a clip of Trevor last season. So meanwhile, outside, Austin's like, it's a gorgeous night. And Lake is really mad. She's like, it's so disrespectful. I invite you to my lake house for my birthday, and everyone just gets up from the dinner table, like so fucking rude. Disrespectful as fuck.
Such great manners. So then Brad and Michaels and TJ go to Emmy's room, and Emmy's like, I'm being picked up. And Brad's just saying, look, you know, we care about you. The situation just got to it where it was because other people were coming to us, you know, people who don't even care about you. And TJ goes, I mean, it's not that they even don't care about you. We're not even friends with them.
Yeah, but you know what, though? Will told me the next day, and like he took accountability, and I yelled at him, and I made him accountable. I said, you are in trouble, sir. And then I made him the most beautiful charcuterie plate, and I said, don't worry, you're going to be a lawyer someday. It's all going to be worth it. All going to be worth it. And I was like, you cut me off at the knees because I am there for you. Anyway, we're fine. I'm so happy to be with him.
Well, that's all we want to hear from you instead of it's always so perfect, you know? Like, I can't have you on my couch sitting there telling me that you're happy. And you're not happy, because then that puts me in a bad place. And like, what am I supposed to do with that? TJ has such a cute crying voice. He's like, I mean, I'm in a horrible position. What am I supposed to do with your phone? I've never gotten in the middle. I don't know what to do. I was like, you're going to fly away. Someone tie him down. Not Joe. Not Joe.
I'm saying, I want you guys to be there for me. And Michael's is like, we don't want to attack you. We just want to be here for you. And speaking of here, I feel like you're not hearing me right now. And I need you to address that my feelings are hurt too.
Why are you carrying around a karaoke microphone? Just trying to be heard. So her phone rings and she's like, Jack, are you here? I'm coming, Jack. And they're like, don't leave. She goes, I am leaving. I am like furious. Like, if these were my friends, they would have come to both of us and they would have said, what's going on? We see a clip of Michaels being like, what's going on? Yeah, they would have said like, Will, I heard you say this. We see a clip of them being like, Will, I heard you say this. They would have said like, Emmy, are you okay? Multiple clips of people like Emmy, are you okay? Oh, poor Emmy.
And you did it. You did it. You don't do this to people you care about. You really fucked up, Michaels. You really fucked up. So then Will's brother Jack picks up Emmy, and then they basically leave in the middle of the night. She's like, you don't understand how much I can't breathe right now. So now it's the next day. People are waking up, and Siobhan, Molly, and Lake are talking about how hungover they are, and they're talking about how like Emmy left without. Lake is upset because Emmy left without even saying goodbye, but it's okay because Lake still was able to have fun without Emmy.
So we see clips of her like having cake and jumping in the pool and pouring shots down throats. And Molly's like, I thought you and Brad were going to make out. No visitors in your bed. She's like, no, I'm not chasing after anybody. You come chase me. And then it cuts to him going, if you want it, come and get it.
So Lake is like, I'm not going to be thirsty and drink from some drip drop water. And she says, there's something beautiful about a slow burn. Let it marinate. So Molly's like, yeah, I think I moved too fast. Siobhan's like, yeah, don't marinate. So they're laughing, and
I
now they're like,
I liked her line. She goes, I don't marinate. I just throw them out on the grill.
that didn't really work out earlier this episode for you guys. So Molly is like, by the way, Brad's cooking shirtless in the kitchen. Should we just go watch? And they're like, yeah. So they go into the kitchen.
You're making eggs shirtless. So then Michaels is trying to text Emmy, but she's not responding. And now Austin comes into the kitchen shirtless and upstages literally everybody else who's ever been shirtless. I mean, good God, man.
Yeah. Although that back tattoo, maybe not. It's like a giant compass on his back.
Well, it'll give me some direction.
Yeah. Okay. So then he slept outside.
North, I'm going north.
And they're like, you slept outside, but what about like the bugs didn't get you? And he goes, I'm one with the bugs, which is sort of like that really has so many different meanings on these kind of shows, being one with the bugs.
Well, he's like the dirty forest one, so he kind of is like the one with the bugs. He's probably got them all over him, you know?
Yeah.
So Lake just goes, you're so interesting. I love it.
He's like, It does nothing. So Michaels comes in. He's like, hi, everyone. How did you sleep? Did you hear me snoring? God, of course you didn't. No one can hear me. Then Brad is like, oh, did you touch TJ? And Michael's like, no. Huh? You want to join, though? They're just like making jokes.
He's like, no, but I'd watch. They're like, oh, okay. So then Madison comes in, and she's like, you guys, Joe is in pain because like last night we were racing in the pool, and he like hit his head.
And we see footage of Joe swimming underwater and just crashing right into the wall. So to me, this is a sign. I've told the story before, how we went to Katie Cazorla's wedding, and this was when Tom and Ariana were still together. And Tom was like, dude, I bet I could like swim to that side of the pool and back all in one breath. And he did it, and when he came back, he crashed into the wall like Joe Bradley does. And
yeah,
we
were
how that
racing
turned out
in the pool, and he's like, "Dude, that wall's so rough. Like, am I bleeding?" I was like, "It wasn't rough. I'm not bleeding. I didn't hit my head." He's like, "I did. I almost died, bro."
Dude, and he was literally bleeding from his head from crashing into the wall. So I'm like, and now Joe Bradley's done it. Let's see. I don't know. Just remember this moment, everyone, because if it shakes out in the same way. Gonna say that it's an omen, the swimming pool.
But they're cheaters or what?
Yeah. Or maybe when that happens, it shakes something loose in their head where they become awful.
It's like a pool lobotomy. Just bangs them right in the right spot.
It's a pool lobotomy.
So Joe's like, my brain is probably mush, but I'm more worried about my face because this is my money maker.
Okay. So, yeah, he's like, so he comes, he has a big bandage on his forehead and everything. And then they eat breakfast, and TJ's like, so, do you guys think we'll hear from Emmy or Will? And it's like, well, I know one person you're not going to hear from, me, because I'm like not being heard right now at this breakfast. It's really upsetting.
So Brad rightly is like, he's got to blame someone. It's going to be me and TJ because we're his friends. And he's like, but I'm also friends with Emmy. So what are you going to do? And TJ's like, he might never talk to us again. That would be terrible. I'm sure he thinks we betrayed him, but you know, like it just sucks to be in the middle.
He's like, yeah, she needed to know what he said. And Matt's like, we all support Emmy, but we were all uncomfortable with that. And Michaels is like, yeah, she was alone and wanted to leave. And we have to respect that, guys. Did anyone just hear what I just said? Anyone? No?
Yeah.
Wow.
So trips over. So now we go back to and Joe wakes up with Maddie. He's like, "Could I use your toothpaste?" She's like, "You have your own. It's your house." And no, your toothbrush. And she's like, "But it's your house. You have your own." And he's like, "But I like using your toothbrush."
It's so disgusting. I've never heard of that ever.
Swapping plaque. So then we see Molly working at her wedding place and Brad driving around trying to call Emmy but getting voicemail. And then we go to Emmy's and Will's like, "Have you seen my pink tie? Because like I'm trying to organize them." Oh my God, it looks so good. That is like the best organization I've ever seen, Will. You are so good at that. Oh my God, everybody's texting me. Michael's, Will, like literally stop.
Yeah. And like, by the way, like what did they know about being in a 3-year relationship, especially with a future lawyer? And Will's like, nothing. Yeah. Like TJ is like 33 and alone. I was like,
damn. Jeez.
Damn. I don't know. I feel like you're in a relationship and alone, which is better.
Yeah, exactly. And also TJ has way fewer options than you, you know, you actually have options out there.
Yeah.
So Emmy's like, "Well, I haven't talked to anyone because like I just don't trust anyone and I don't believe anyone. My reality has been crushing down around my head." Okay.
Well, it's like, well, if anyone has questions about our relationship, they should come talk to me. They'd rather bully you about it. And Emmy's like, yeah, it's pathetic.
It is disgusting. It is evil.
So Will's like, I was curious why TJ and Brad brought this up at dinner the other night. And like, I may be a lot of things, but I'm certainly not stupid. Obviously, this was something they were about to make a big deal of. And it's like infuriating that two people we love failed to protect us from the harm I'm seeing Emmy go through right now. And that is certainly some of the worst betrayal you could have for a friend. How about the betrayal you have for your own girlfriend by talking shit about her at a bar in front of people you don't know very well, or really in front of anyone at all? And you can't blame this on Brad and TJ. If the best way for them to protect you and Emmy is for you not to say this bullshit in the first place.
Yeah, they are kind of bad friends, though. Would you be pissed if your friends went to your boyfriend and were like, "Oh my God, Ben talks shit about you"? I'd be pissed. I would be pissed about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be pissed, but I mean, like, also, it's
Will's
like I'd be pissed mainly because it's my own fault. That's probably why I'd be pissed. And you know, the truth is, they spoke to Will because they were trying. Like, if Will gave them something to work with, like. He did say I did say it, but like he didn't seem very contrite about it, and he gave excuses, and it's kind of like, oh, this is like fucked up, and like they have to deal with it, and Will's not helping them out. Like Will doesn't even give him a story that they could defend him with. So
didn't he basically admit to doing it and say he'll talk to her, and then he went and talked to her? So I mean, I don't know.
But he didn't
Will's
really
still
talk
an
to her.
asshole.
He went home and didn't say anything. Yeah.
So Emmy's like, well, he has a highlighter behind his ear because he's very smart, guys. And he's like, "Emmy, you have a dot on your chin. That is hilarious. Like, whatever you're doing with your makeup, those first strokes weren't going." And she's like, "The first strokes weren't going? That is so sexy." Well, it's like, get your head out of the gutter, girl. So now we go over
our
to
relationship
Joey's.
is so stable. Yeah. So Joe, turns out he he actually got a concussion from his pool accident. He's like, yeah. After like the second like vomit of the day, I realized maybe it's like not a hangover. So then we see clips of that, and then Maddie took him to the hospital, and then she's like crying. She's like, "Oh my God, if anything were to happen to Joe." Oh.
So he's like, "Yeah, I think me and TJ should talk because like we talked a little bit, but like he's my best friend, you know, but he's so hostile. So maybe you can text him for me. Just be like, hey, Joe's concussed. He's vulnerable." And then say, "Hey, TJ, I'm with Joe, and he'd like to meet up with you, you know? Look, because he blocked me, so I can't do it." She's like, "Okay, TJ, it's me, Joe." Do it with, like, a softer voice. "You can't hear me, Joe." He can. You can feel it. Trust me. So she texts TJ for him, and TJ's like, "Okay, we should totally get together." Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. So now they go to a bar. Well, Republic. I'm like, some bar. And TJ is like, he orders Joe a kettle martini with blue cheese olives. Like, that's TJ's love language, is that like he can't articulate how he feels, so he just expresses through getting drinks for people.
Yeah, beverages.
Yeah.
Beverages are his love language.
So Matt's like, go, Joe. You're going to crush it. You'll do great, Joe. Go ahead, Joe.
So Joe comes in and he's like, I got you a dirty Kettle One martini with blue cheese olives. He's like, whoa, God, I could stick my dick in you right now. Sorry, is that too forward? Why are you crying? So I'm hoping for a real deep conversation and not just surface level because like we have serious issues. So Joe says, okay, well, like I don't even know like where we began because like you were like my first best friend in Charleston. Like it was like you're like my best of bestest friends. Like because you're the first, you know what I mean? Like our families got along. Like you know, like and TJ's like yeah, because our families hit it off and we were new to the city, so that was pretty much it. Still probably don't know my Starbucks order, but whatever. I'll just suffer in silence over here.
Well, you were like the first best friend I ever had, and I feel like when I woke up in like Luann's apartment,
You were thinking of me? You were wishing it was me, not Luann, next to you?
yeah, yes and no, maybe yes.
Joe, you're sending me so many mixed signals right now. I can't help it.
Okay, well, what I was gonna say is, I slept with Luann. Yes.
He's like, okay, you know what? You're jumping ahead too far.
He's like, yeah, I know. I'm just like not really good at storytelling. But when I woke up, you're the only person I told, and I just feel like the first person you tell something like that should be the last person to betray you.
And he's like, well, in a weak moment, I was going to give you the opportunity to talk about it, but and I was like, oh, this is
Give you the
terrible. This is a
opportunity to talk
terrible,
about it.
terrible apology. But then he's like, I do take full accountability. You told me something in confidence, and I should never have repeated that. Skinny matcha iced. What? That's my drink order. Oh.
But you know what, though? Like, even though I had given you a moment to talk about this, an opportunity to talk about it, even though I invited you to share your truth with America, you know, for me, waking up to like the nasty messages from you, it was so upsetting.
And we see like,
Rat, dead to me and my family. It's disgusting.
he's like, yeah. Well, I'm sorry I said the worst thing you can say to someone, but to be fair, that was Luann typing for me. She's really good at doing these text messages.
But you know what? Like before I could even apologize, like and sober up, like you'd blocked me. So like in a way, you like did the same thing because you said I'm dead to you too.
And so he's like, well, I wanted you to feel like you lost me. I wanted you to feel something.
He's like, I did that because you're like everything to me. So like, whatever you were doing totally worked. Like we could have talked sooner.
He's like, well, but you know, like the past chatter has hurt our relationship too. You know, the chattering that I did to everybody else about us possibly boning in my bed that time.
And so he's like, well, like, look, we don't have to talk about it. It's like a complex relationship. Like I've told you a million times. Like, great, let's hug. Okay, it's over.
He's like, no, it's not. We're going to have a gay scene. He's like, God damn it. I brought you a blow dryer.
All right, I'll do the gay scene. Just go ahead. You start.
Okay, well, I think the downfall started like that night, like 3 years ago, you know?
He's like, oh yeah, okay. Like, I remember I slept in your bed and like you're my best friend and I was drunk and I touched you.
Whoa. Stop the car. What does that mean, I touched you? What does that mean? Why aren't they telling us what they did? Did he give him a handy? Did they make out? Did they fuck?
All I did. No, I love to cuddle. I'm a cuddler. So I just like made him little spoon and I was big spoon. And then I cuddled my hand on his penis and like, that was it, you know, it was just some contact. And, you know, like you told a bunch of people about that. And there's like rumors going around.
Yeah, but how am I not allowed to talk about something that I went through? Well, because that's your best friend and you're kind of outing him if he's not out. I mean, I do get what he's saying, but.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like, why should he be forced to cover for someone else? But it is outing someone if that was something. But also then, like, if it is as benign as it is, so why would Joe be ashamed of it? And it's actually a pretty complicated situation. The point is they should have had a conversation about it.
I can't figure it out because I can't tell if they're saying they cuddled. But if you cuddled with somebody, you don't say, I slept, like, was in your bed and then I touched you. Because no one says that. They say we cuddled. Like, what's the big deal? So I'm just confused. Also, you know, curious.
Yeah.
So,
should we do a reenactment? I think they should do a reenactment. So Joe is like, he's like, I know, it was just like nothing. And that's like, TJ's like, it's like, Fing! And TJ says,
Well, it wasn't nothing to me.
and he looks really sad, and Joe's like,
Joe does this thing when he's nervous where he wipes his mouth like this, like he takes his whole hand down over his mouth. He's nervous. So let's see.
so
How could you think I'm
we
gay?
will see.
I slept with Luann.
Any guy would sleep with the gay icon. It's like in the rule book, so doesn't count.
I mean, leave it to Countess Luann de Lesseps to surface some gay issues. Nothing brings the gay out of anyone like Countess Luann de Lesseps.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for being with us. We will see you later this week in New York City for the Golden Crappies on Saturday night. And following that, we'll be in Salt Lake City and Denver. So grab your tickets over at Watch What Crappens, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.